Erev Shabbat Shalom. We're up to the story of Noah in the flood and Noah in the ark. For the last nearly 200 days, most of us have been sheltering in place. We've been cocooned, as it were, within our own ark, within our own teva. And in fact, to leave the teva, to leave the ark, is no simple feat. God needs to explicitly command Noah to leave the ark. And even when he leaves the ark, he's wary of what this new world contains and how he'll relate to it. And God says, I'm going to give you a sign of the covenant that things will be okay. And the sign is, we often say the sign is a rainbow. If you look carefully at the text in the Chumash, it's never a rainbow. It's always a rainbow in the midst of the clouds. Keshet ba'anan. And that, in fact, is what Ezekiel sees when he sees in the opening of his prophecy, when he sees God sitting on the chair. He sees, I see a rainbow in the midst of the cloud. And I think perhaps rainbows are beautiful, but you only appreciate them when they're in the midst of a cloud. Ba'anan. A rainbow on a beautiful day, on one hand, it simply doesn't happen unless you're near a waterfall. But on a more profound note, it's only when you have the rain clouds and the storm and the uncertainty, and then suddenly the flash of beauty, that you're able to appreciate that diversity and that full spectrum of color. Each of us has been closed into our own teva, into our own ark, into our own protective stance over these last many months. And I want to suggest that the way out of the ark, the way to reach to other people, is to learn from Noah. Noah is the unique biblical character who, in fact, never speaks till after the flood. And only then he speaks just briefly after a difficult incident when he has some not nice things to say about his children. But his words are never recorded in the Bible. He might have very well spoken. I hope he did speak. But when the Torah is written, God did not write down his pronouncements, what he had to share with the world. And Reb Tzadok suggests the way to bring redemption to the world, the way not to fall prey to being trapped in an ark, in a teva. In Hebrew, the word teva is both an ark, but it's also a word, is to use our words to reach out to others, to tell them we care and we're thinking about them. And through that, we both discover the full spectrum and diversity of the rainbow, and we discover our interconnectedness to one another. And that perhaps is the ultimate covenant that God is telling the Jewish people, that we are in fact, not just the Jewish people, the entire world, that we are in fact interdependent on one another, and through our reaching out and communicating to one another, we're able to assure that the world will have its clouds, but through those clouds will be a shining spectrum of light, celebrating all the colors of the rainbow. May we have the courage to reach out to one another, to appreciate our own unique colors and those of our friends and family. And may it be a Shabbat of Tzei Me'ateva, leave your ark, and keeping with social distancing and proper precautions, reach out to at least one other person and find a way to connect and to celebrate our diversity and our brit, our covenant with God and with the world, that each one of us has a unique contribution to make. Shabbat Shalom.